nothing's in there. You see what I'm saying?
There was, I'm trying to remember if it was Freddie or Jack was doing the same thing, and I'm pretty sure I got that in there. I'm not sure if I just missed Cashin that day, or Cashton. I need to pronounce it properly. But there was another student the same on Friday as well that was not going potty in their diapers, so we made sure to check them before, like repeatedly, and they were still dry until we went to the studio. It wasn't until like nap time they actually went potty. So, because I was like, I was honestly freaking out. Like, I was like, what is happening? Because we're checking you. I'm 100% positive. Like, I was checking him. I can double check with myself to make sure that I'm putting it into the tablet, not just writing it on the board.
Yeah, all those things need to go in the tablets, because when parents are coming and saying, hey, I picked up, my child was soaking wet when I got
Cashin
home.
was not. For Friday, I can tell you, we went into the bathroom together. Cashin was not soaking wet. I visibly saw the diaper myself. I was right there with the child and the mother. We went into the bathroom together. I visibly saw the diaper.
That sounds like an opposite conversation of what Shelby was saying Mom said to her.
I don't know if our definition of soaking is any different, but it did not look like any different kind of diaper to me. Like, I literally looked, and I even made the comment. I was like, "Oh, you peed now?" Like, because like I check kids religiously. Like, I don't do dirty diapers. I don't think anybody should be sitting in their own filth. I wouldn't want to sit in my filth. Therefore, nobody else is going to sit in their filth. Again, I can only apologize for not putting it in the tablet that I was checking. Shelby talked to me about that, and I believed I was doing a pretty good job about that, and I'm not even. Actually, I don't even know if Cashin was even on my list of people to do for my primaries on Friday.
Who was in there with you Friday?
I think it was Athena until she got yanked out, and then Anna was in there, if I remember correctly.
So it would have been Anna's responsibility?
I believe so.
Later in the day?
I believe so. So, but I mean, I really do check children because I don't do dirty diapers. They don't need diapers.
I think also Shelby was hoping that all of her lessons would get done in published moments.
Yep, we had to talk to Shelby about that on Monday. I talked to her about the circle time. I said I tried to use her clicker thing that she has. It ended up recording it in slow motion. I showed her the video. I kept trying to like record it. Like, I can't see the video itself. Then Ainsley came in, and like, the videos should still be there as far as I'm aware. Ainsley came in to relieve Athena for something. She ended up taking a few. I ended up posting those for Clover painting. I think the only things that I missed were gross motor skills when we went to the studio. And the last thing, actually no, I'm sorry. I think I missed reading, gross motor skills, and then the last small group of the day, which I discussed with Anna, and Anna was kind of like, because I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not the boss in the room. So, like, I don't want to step on people's toes in T1. When Shelby says do something, I do exactly what she wants me to do. I don't question it. I don't throw a fit or do anything. But Anna was like, it's okay not to. And I was like, okay, but...
Anna's not your superior, right?
No, she's not. She runs the class. She's been in the classroom longer than I have. And so it was just one of those moments. I talked to Shelby about it too on Monday. Came in right on Monday, and I talked to Shelby about it immediately, about the slow motion, about telling her, like, I'm pretty sure I got everything done. There were definitely some misses that I could work on. And then the whole situation with Anna about the small group, and she told me like that was very common, and I was like, okay. I was like, I can make sure it doesn't happen again, but I also don't want to be in the middle of things. I don't try to stick my nose into people's business. I can only do so much, if that makes sense. So that's what happened there. I talked to her about that. And then today I've been making sure, double check everything. I even said to her, I was like, do you want me to post my own moments? Because I feel like that's an area I've been slacking on, because she said something to me yesterday asking me if I post moments myself, and I think she was referring to when I was in the Wobblers. So I was like, I asked her if she wanted me to focus on that. It was something I need to focus on. Where do I need to grow? I asked for a response. she said no, but I did it anyways. I mean, I took lots of pictures. I haven't posted, so I made sure to take lots of pictures, make sure to keep doing my thing. 3-stepping, following your guys' love routine, which I find to be odd, but I'm following it. Because you guys take off your gloves after you guys are done wiping and doing everything. So, yeah, I'm used to keeping the gloves on unless there's like poop on them. And then keeping it very between you and the child at all times. But other than that, just following it to a T.
I think I'm looking for, I mean, we're now, what, almost 2.5 months in, and when I look at a daily sheet and I see that long of a period of time has gone without a child going to the bathroom or even something saying that he was checked is concerning, especially from someone who was hired as a lead. So, I think I'm looking for things like that. Be under control, always on your radar. You're catching it, showing me that you are leadership material. And that's, Fridays are your key day to prove that. Michelle being out of the room. So I think you should be aware that that's what we're looking for.
Okay, so I want to clarify what I'm hearing. Just to make sure that we're on the same page, to do the same thing with Shelby. What I'm hearing is that no matter what room I go into, if there is an assistant in there, then I am to take control as if it's almost my room within like the parameters, obviously.
That is absolutely not what I said. I said on Fridays when Shelby is not there, because that is the room you are training in right now. I am looking for you to show me that you can be a lead and that you can make sure that things like this don't get missed on your watch. Whether you are 1 or 2 or 3 people in there, if you are hired as a lead, I expect that you're looking at these things when Shelby is not there. And not say if you go into any room and there's just an assistant in there, then you're to take charge. Definitely did not say that.
No, I guess maybe I misspoke. I'm saying like to make sure that things are going a certain way. Not that I'm like their boss.
I do expect you to step up when Shelby is missing from the room and show that you can make sure that daily sheets are completely filled out, moments are done, all lessons are getting done the way that they're planned. Yes, I'm expecting all of those things to happen in her absence. And I do feel like, given the opportunity, I mean, in this situation, if I was you and I'm sent back to do more training, I would be working very hard to prove that I can do this and that I will do this if I want this job, if I want to keep my position as a lead, if I want to be able to be a co-lead with someone and want to prove that I can. And that's what I'm looking for. So you're in there training for a week, you did a Friday. You're in there training for a week, you did a Friday. And I'm still seeing children go home where they don't have enough diaper times written down or in their daily sheet. Parents coming in the next Monday complaining about things being missing and not the same as when Shelby is there, which is not going to be exactly the same, but when it's missing diaper changes, that should be the same.
No, diaper changes are, yeah.
And I don't care what assistant is in there. I expect that if we have a hired lead or co-lead, that they're acting as such when the other one isn't there, especially.
Okay.
So things, especially diapers being left undone, is a huge deal to me.
Oh yeah, no, I don't, like I said, I don't do dirty diapers at all. And then another thing is, based off our last conversation where you told me I was hired in as an assistant and you wanted me to step into the co-lead role, maybe I misunderstood and I thought that you wanted me.
I didn't say that either. You were hired as a co-lead, but you have yet to prove the documents that you are able to be a co-lead because you haven't shown the CDA yet. You said you were very close, So far, we don't have it. At first, I thought it was going to be impossible. We have to start over, which means a lot of time between being hired as a co-lead and then being done with that. Now it looks like it might be a little sooner than that.
Yep, it was just.
But I can't have someone in a co-lead position that is not acting as a co-lead. So if you are leaving daily sheets where kids aren't even getting their diaper changes done, that's like floater level, we can handle this. That's not lead. Lead is adding all of the things to it, lessons, and not just care and nurturing, but actual lesson plans and education for them. That's next level from what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is we're still lacking and we can't even get everything in the daily sheet. All of the diaper changes done. If we can't get these done, I'm not even going to touch the lesson plans. I bet you have some wonderful creative ideas that you'd love to do, but I can't go here until we get finished here. And what I'm seeing right now is we can't ever go there unless I see that this is getting done. It's so important. The care and nurturing has to happen. And that's why you're continuing to do the training in there with Shelby, and then you test it out on Fridays and you see how you do. Are all of the things getting done? Are they getting done the way they're supposed to get done? Are they getting done the way that the Y wants them to be done? Are things being posted on a regular basis based on the lessons that you've done? Are the lessons what Shelby left you to do? Are the things that are posted only to that child, or are they posted to everybody about that child? Like, what are we looking at? Are we doing it correctly? Once I see that we can get to that level of all of these things are getting done correctly, then we talk about moving on. Once we actually have a CDA in hand, then we talk about going back and giving you more freedom to do what you were hired to do, what I expect to see you do at some point. Right now, it's not what I'm seeing, and I need to see that those things can happen, especially on Fridays when Shelby is absent. And I think Shelby will continue to tell you things, remind you of things, but the more that she has to remind you, the more that she doesn't trust that it's going to happen on its own. So if she has to remind you, did you change their snap in the iPad? Or are they still all showing that they all had the same snap? If she has to remind you of those things, that's just, again, another time where she doesn't trust that it's getting done correctly when she's gone. So I'm trusting her, she's trusting you, especially on Fridays. And when we circle back around and we keep doing the same thing, I'm getting discouraged, so I wanted to make sure that you understand what I'm looking for.
Okay.
And what Shelby's looking for because of what my expectations of her are, and that is to get you fully trained on everything. Now, if we reach a point where she believes that you are fully trained on everything and it's still not being done right, then we have a different kind of idea of what's going on, which we talked about, I believe, last week, you and I, or the week before, about, there's such a thing as we have a teachable spirit, which she has said that you have.
Yeah. Well.
And we either don't know how to do something or we're choosing not to do it. So we have to figure out which boat Lisa's in. Are you in the boat of I don't know how to do it? That's what I wanted to make sure was not the case. Do you know how to do all of the things? Or are you in the boat of I just don't want to? If you're in the boat of I just don't want to, frankly, we don't have time for I just don't want to. We have time for extra training, absolutely, and I believe that should always happen before anyone gets up on anything. But if we are in this boat of I don't need extra training, I just don't want to do it, I don't have time for that. And I need you to know that I won't continue down that route if that's the case. Therefore, believing in Elisa, I have chosen to give you extra training. So, I'm looking for results from that extra training. And a child going home with a diaper, last diaper dry at 3:30 is not what I'm looking for. So I think I've been clear at this point. Do you feel like I've been clear at this point?
I think so, but did we check the other kids though to see for the daily sheets, or is it just the one kid? Like I want to.
That was the one kid where I had a parent come in and they were not happy.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because so Shelby said something about Cashin. I don't remember how to say it. It's the Cashin. I guess it is last winter they were refusing to change his diapers or something. So I've been trying to pay extra attention to him to make sure that his diapers are always changed. So yeah, I can make sure like every time I even look at him, I will just make sure that to put it into the tablet.
That's really what counts, because that's what is reported and recorded. So when it comes back to me, I can't prove that you did it every half an hour unless it's in there every half an hour. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to say, hey, this is just a weird thing that happened, because every half an hour she was looking at this and she was documenting that she checked. I want to be able to come back and say that. And when I can't come back and say that, to me that looks like I have not done my job as making sure that you're doing your job. I don't want that, because I want all of the children to be safe and happy and healthy. And that means you have to make sure that it's documented that you are checking. So when weird things like that happen where he's just not going.
Yeah, really, honestly, it was him and I think Jeff.
Because you wrote it down. So do the extra step. Prove that it's happening. That's what I'm asking you to do. That's what Shelby would do in that situation. That's what I'm looking from you.
Okay. And then just go through, double check everyone's daily sheets and.
Always. The daily sheets are so important, because that is your final proof of this is what I did for my job today.
And then I guess I just have one clarifying question. If I'm in a situation where I'm taking care of my primaries, and we're saying I'm in T1 because that's usually sometimes more separate than we'll say wobblers or infant, where you just kind of change the babies. If somebody else checks the child and it's their primary, and then they don't put it in the tablet, how? And I don't know, what should I do in that case? Should I come? Like, how should I address that?
Is it Friday and I'm looking for you to make sure, and Shelby's looking for you to make sure things are done well? If it's Friday, you definitely, any other day, Shelby's pretty much there. So if she's not because it's a vacation, then we need to chat if you feel like things aren't getting done. But yeah, you should in her absence, you should take ownership of making sure that the children in your classroom are taken care of, especially if it's someone that's not in there very often. Because usually you and Shelby, you guys have been together for days now.
Right.
To see consistency, I feel like there's a lot of consistency there. I want to see consistency of care when she's not there. Just like I do see consistency of care when you're not there. So I need to see the opposite when she's not there.
Yeah, no, I guess I was trying to say for this example, since Cashin wasn't my primary, I'm saying, and I'm just being told that he's dry, and so then I'm just reiterating to the parent. I guess I'm trying to say, do you want me to go through before I go home to go through and check every child on Fridays? I guess I just want to make sure that I'm clarifying.
What would Shelby do? What did Shelby do yesterday?
Shelby had she looked over the daily sheets to make sure that food was put in, diapers were put in. It wasn't
only her primaries?
No, she did it for everybody, but it wasn't whether or not I put in, like an example would be, I think it was Cashin again today Cashin or Jack, I can't remember, had a dry diaper. She's taught me, and I asked her to explain it to me, like what she would do, so then I'm just being better to do the 30-minute checks. like every 30 minutes just to make sure, and then putting it in the tablet. But also she wouldn't know if I didn't tell her type situation, or if I didn't have it on the board. So I'm guessing like at that point in time, would you prefer me on Fridays just to go through and just double check everybody, even if they're in their 2 hour frame, just so like this doesn't happen again? So we'll say like,
I mean, that's fully up to you.
so I'm saying like if I like we're saying like I know Anna's leaving, but we'll say for that example like Anna's in there, she says cashing is dry the whole time, and then that way right before 5 o'clock, I just go through, I check, I see he's wet, I don't know, like you said, you're looking at the data sheet, you don't know, and I just go ahead and change it so that way there's no question.
I would if I were you.
Okay.
Absolutely. They have quite a ways to travel, I believe, after they get out of here, so probably needs to be one of those that are changed right before pickup anyways.
Yeah, no, I can include that. I just, yeah.
But no, I do believe, I mean, when Shelby is checking every single data sheet, no matter primary or not, I mean, it's wise.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been really consistent about doing that. That's why I guess I'm a little like surprised, because she hasn't been reminding me about doing anything the past few days, like been really on top of it, and I keep asking her if there's anything I can improve upon, and then I've just been trying to like take note of things that I can do, and like for care, I'm just like, I guess I'm a little taken aback, because my response to everybody is like, they don't usually care what you do as long as you make sure that they're well fed and their diapers are clean, because those are their top priorities, obviously besides safety. But
yeah, can you give me like 30 seconds? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like checking, and even if you're passing out to another person, like out of the room, another person even, giving that information is really important.
okay, I can definitely take that into everything and just continue with everything. And again, the only thing I can do is apologize for missing anything, and just work better. If that sentence made sense. All right. I'm gonna go potty and get back in there.